Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Draft Review Series presented by Deep Fried Draft. My name is Brian Bosarge. We're going to dive back in and finish up the NFC East now with the Washington Redskins. The Redskins had 8 picks in this draft. They started out with pick 13 in the first round. They go Jerron Payne, defensive lineman from Alabama. They saw Vita Vea go 1 pick before this when Tampa Bay had traded back, and I think that's probably the guy they were targeting. But as this was one of their bigger positions of need, they go with the next guy up, and it was Jerron Payne. Payne's a good player, can rush the passer a little bit from the inside, but tremendous against the run. Should benefit their defense greatly. Darius Geis was their next pick, who slid for reasons. I don't know what those reasons were. Some teams reports where he was concerned about he plays video games too much. I don't know. But all I know is Darius Geis is a hell of a damn football player and a tremendous running back. And he's going to probably be the best running back on the Redskins roster on day one. They kind of blew the next pick, third round pick here with Geron Christian, junior offensive tackle from Louisville. I didn't see it. There's a reason Lamar Jackson was having to run for his life a lot because their offensive line sucks. And Geron Christian played left tackle on that offensive line. I can't get over stuff like that. And I had Christian raised the 184th best player in this draft. Goes 74th, so that ends up being a minus 110 value, and that's a good way to tank your score. As far as I'm concerned, they did a little bit more score tanking with their 4th round pick. Pick 109, where they picked Troy Apke, safety from Penn State. Apke was a guy who wasn't on anybody's radar until the combine when he blew it up. Ran fast, jumped high, all that good stuff. He wasn't a productive college player, but tremendous combine gets him into the 4th round. Their 5th round pick I do like is Tim Settle, defensive lineman for Virginia Tech. Came out as a redshirt sophomore, probably could have used another year of school. But Settle gets in the backfield a lot. The problem with Tim Settle is he's a bit sloppy. And I don't mean his technique is sloppy. I mean his body is just sloppy. Dude just jiggles way too much. Big belly. Not very... I shouldn't be one talking about somebody's big belly. But, I'm not out here, trying to play football. Tim Settle... I think that probably rubs some teams the wrong way. 6th round, Redskins take a gamble on Alabama linebacker Sean Dion Hamilton. Hamilton's had 2 knee surgeries while at Alabama, but tremendously productive player. He was more productive than Rashaan Evans was before the injuries, if that tells you anything. 7th round, they grab corner from Virginia Tech, Greg Stroman. Probably the 3rd best corner on Virginia Tech's team, in my opinion, behind underclassman Adonis Alexander, who's being next year's draft, and Brandon Faison, who went undrafted in this year's draft. And the Redskins end up with Mr. Irrelevant this year, pick 256, and it's Trey Quinn, wide receiver from SMU, who was highly productive, the leading receiver for the Mustangs. This year, transfer from LSU, came out early, but ends up falling to the end of the draft, but could stick on this Redskins roster. They did well with the undrafted free agents. Quinn Blanding, I had a 4th round grade on as a safety, falls out of the draft. Simi Cobbs, wide receiver from Indiana, is a player, if you watched the Ohio State game, you thought he'd have been a 2nd round pick. Ends up falling out of the draft. Tamon Paris, offensive tackle from Stony Brook, was well thought of but had an injury midway through the season, kind of pushed him out of the draft. Micah Holder was a productive receiver at San Diego State. And Danny Johnson, corner from Southern, had a good week at the Senior Bowl. Thought that would have got him into the draft, but alas, was not to be. Total value for the Redskins ends up 19th in the league. They have an average pick value of 19th, and their money value, which was completely tanked by Geron Christian, finishes 23rd. That's going to conclude the NFC East. We're going to get next into the NFC North and the Chicago Bears. Thanks for watching.